ignition and liftoff.
Usain Bolt, look at the time, 9:58 world record.
Everything around you that you call life was made up by people that were no smarter than you.
What is up, guys? My name is Logan Chamelin, and this is my brand new video series called Experimental Success. This is a show where I break down the habits, routines, and processes of the world's most successful and interesting people. This episode is about a tactic from Tim Ferris called fear setting. This is an operating system that you can use that allows you to thrive in high-stress situations. I'm going to be explaining exactly what fear setting is. I'm going to be walking you through step by step of how you can complete this by yourself, and then I'm going to use this tactic with myself and show you how it can actually help you break down your fears and understand the true reality in your life. And with all that being said, let's get into this video. Fear setting. In this video, I'm going to go through how you can use fear setting just like Tim Ferris. This tactic basically allows you to break down the biggest fears that you have in your life and realize if they're actually a big fear or not. Tim Ferris says he uses this on a quarterly basis, if not a monthly basis. This philosophy is inspired by Seneca the Younger, who famously said we suffer more in imagination than we do in reality, meaning that most of our fears aren't actually tangible things that are going to happen in real life. It's just made up in our mind. We make things look scarier than they actually are. We make things seem harder than they actually are. In our mind, we make our fears huge, massive things that we can't overcome. Fear setting basically allows you to understand both the risks and the rewards of all of the fears, all of the goals, all of the challenges you're facing in your life, and it makes you aware of what's actually going to happen if you try to do these. So are you trying to get a new job? Are you trying to ask a girl out? Are you just trying to make a big change in your life and there's a lot of uncertainty around it? Whatever it is, you can use fear setting. You can use this tactic built by Tim Ferris to figure out what you should do. So what you need to get started, you need 3 pieces of paper, a good pen with a lot of ink in it, and about 30 to 60 minutes of your undivided attention. Now that you understand what fear setting is and you got the things that you need, like a piece of paper and a pen, it's time to get started. On page 1, you're going to make 3 separate columns, one being define, then prevent, and then repair. In the define column, write 10 to 20 things about everything that you fear about taking action. What is the worst case scenario? What can go wrong? In the second column, prevent, write down all of the things that you can do to decrease the likelihood of that worst case scenario thing happening. And in column 3, repair, write down all of the things that you can do to fix the problem if that worst case thing happened. Now the next step is to go back through the 10 to 20 define things that you wrote down and rate them on a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being the minimal impact and 10 being absolutely life-changing impact. Next up is the second page. On this page, you're going to be considering all of the possible benefits of taking action. Write down every single thing that could possibly be a benefit of you trying to take action, even if it's just an attempt at taking action, and even if it's just a partial success. Write down anything that you'd benefit from. And then go and rate all of these things on the same scale, 1 minimum impact to 10 absolutely life-changing impact. Now on page 3, consider all of the consequences if you don't take action. Make 3 separate columns, one for 6 months, one for a year, and one for 3 years. Consider all of the possible consequences: physical, mental, emotional. How are they going to change your life? What are all of the consequences that would happen to you if you remain from taking action? Once you're done with all 3 pages and you've really spent some time inside your head and just figuring out your fears and breaking down what they actually are, and then understanding the benefits of taking action, and then understanding the consequences of not taking action on your fears, you should have a really good understanding of what your fear actually is. In most case scenarios, fears aren't nearly as large and as important and as debilitating as they seem in our minds. And once you understand that, it makes understanding that taking that action and facing that fear, it makes it a lot more comfortable and a lot more reasonable to actually act on. So what actions are you putting off because of the fears that you're attaching to them? Okay, now that I walked through the entire process of fear setting and how you can do it, and kind of allowed you to follow along and maybe even do it yourself. Now I'm gonna go through it myself. I'm gonna take the time, I'm gonna do the whole process, take the 30 to 60 minutes to do it, and then I'm gonna walk you through some of the big examples and key takeaways that I get from doing this experiment. Alright, now that I'm done and I did the process myself and I took the time to kind of figure out one big fear and just completely break it down and realize the benefits, realize the risks, realize what I would be missing out on if I didn't execute and take action on that fear, I'm gonna share it. So the fear I was having is creating for myself, like creating videos like this and for my personal YouTube. The reason why this is a fear for me is because I feel like I should be working on other projects. I should be trying to find ways to make money and like build a career around it and all that stuff. And a lot of the times I just think that my personal videos don't have as much value in my life. Like I should be making money instead of making videos for my own personal page, if that makes sense. So I broke it down. Some examples of how I define this fear are I would lose money, I would fail and the videos wouldn't even be successful in any means, and I would waste time. Ways how I could prevent this would be I could find other paying jobs and I could just find work on top of creating my own videos. Any partial success, regardless of if I fail at making good videos or not, would be good because I'd be gaining experience and I'd be gaining knowledge and skills over the course of the time it takes me to create these videos. And the whole thing would just be a learning process. Like making this video, I am learning while I'm making this video, and then while I'm recording and while I'm editing and while I'm storytelling, I'm also learning different aspects of how to use a camera and how to create videos. So there's a lot of learning, there's a lot of life experience that I'm gaining out of this entire process. Page 2, the benefits. Some benefits that I realized that I would have if I took action on this fear would be I'd be giving value to viewers. Hopefully in this video I'm giving value to you and helping you understand this whole tactic. I'd be creating fun and meaningful work. This video is extremely fun for me to make, and on top of that I feel like it's very meaningful because I'm helping myself while also teaching you how you can do this tactic and use it in your life to make massive change. The third thing I want to share is I'd be able to connect with like-minded individuals. People always say you want to create the work that you want to end up doing. This video is the type of video that I want to be making because personal development and tactics like this are extremely interesting to me, and I love adopting them in my life, and I love challenging myself and growing and doing work like this, doing personal development work like this. And if I create content around stuff like this and the things that I love, then that will bring in the type of people that I want to connect with. That will bring in the type of fans and viewers that I want to have. And the costs of inaction. In 6 months, if I don't act on this fear and start creating videos, keep creating videos for myself, I'd have a lot of regret. I'd really miss helping people. Over the past 4 months when I wasn't creating anything, I really missed creating and I wasn't having as much fun. And the costs of inaction for a year are pretty much the same as a year, they're worse. I'd regret even more. I'd feel like I'd miss more opportunities and I wouldn't have that stockpile of videos that I would have had if I would have took action right away. The cost of inaction after 3 years would be massive. I wouldn't have nearly the same amount of knowledge and skill and expertise in not only creating videos, but in the things that I'm creating videos on. And on top of that, I wouldn't have nearly as many connections. I wouldn't have nearly as many followers around the subjects and the ideas that I would want to be in. So overall, the cost of inaction would be drastic if I didn't take action on the fear of creating my own videos. If I did start and did take action on creating videos for myself, the benefits would far outweigh the risks, because in reality, the risks aren't much. Now that I kind of broke down that fear, I really understand that there's really nothing stopping me from creating my own videos. As long as I have the time, as long as I have the energy, as long as I'm having fun and creating content that I really want to be creating, really want to be sharing, there is no reason I should not be taking action right now on a daily basis. These videos are extremely fun for me to make. I feel like there's a lot of value in them for me and for the viewers, and I really hope you got a lot out of this video. Fear setting, just like Tim Ferris, is something that I would highly recommend you trying. I would highly recommend you rewinding this video, going through the steps, and just kind of breaking down your own fears and truly realizing if they're fears at all. You guys have the potential to take control of your lives, and in this time of social distancing, we have a lot more time on our hands, so take advantage of that. Kind of break down your life, break down your fears, realize if they're relevant to you anymore, and then take action on them and make drastic change in your life. As far as fear setting and this video, that is all. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys want to support me, my work, and my recovery, make sure to check out my brand new line of merchandise at loganchemelon.com/shop. Use code HAPPY for 10% off anything on the website. I just dropped a new shirt on there, and it's by far my favorite design and most meaningful design that I feel like everybody can connect with. I hope you guys got a ton of value out of this video. I hope you guys take advantage of the information and the knowledge I share in this video and do this process yourself. This was an extremely fun one for me. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next video.